Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be testing out the new Urban Decay. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be testing out the new Urban Decay Stoned Vibes palette. Now initially when I saw this I was like, yes, I need it, it's pretty. And I don't always buy palettes right when they come out because you guys know I have a ridiculous amount of them. But I was like, definitely thinking about this one. The whole collection looked beautiful and I was lucky enough that Urban Decay actually sent me the palette. Now I kind of low-key want like the whole collection, but I've got to stop myself. This is the definitely most exciting part of it, so I'm very grateful to get it, so thank you to Urban Decay. But I'm still going to test it out. We're going to see if it's anything worth your money. So it does go for $54. I do think that is a little steep for what you get. However, I am definitely one for quality. I love Natasha Denona palettes, for instance, so I'm not going to be mad at it. $54 if it performs well. So we're going to test it out. This is just absolutely beautiful. I will do some close-up shots and give you some swatches and go through all of the colors so that you can see everything a little bit more closely. We have a total of 12 shades, so they go in order: Good Karma, Jade, Opal, Aura, Tiger's Eye, Vibes, Antidote, Hexed, Bloodstone, Ojo, which I guess is how you pronounce that, Raw Energy, Meditate, and Third Eye. So in the 12 shades, you get 4 mattes. Now, I will say this, you guys know I love mattes. I complain when there's not enough mattes. But in this instance, I mean, I get it because this is the vibe that it's going for. It is for like these jewel tone colors, which, you know, you really can't say, okay, you need more mattes when that's the vibe of it. But I will say 4 out of 12 is honestly not even as bad as some other palettes I've been seeing lately where, you know, they don't have this particular vibe. It's just an eyeshadow palette. This one I actually have right beside me. I was gonna do a BoxyCharm try on and then I literally got to the point I'm like, there's 2 palettes and a face cleanser and a powder. Like, doesn't really feel like a full try on. But this palette, for instance, has 18 shades and only has 4 mattes. This is the Ciate editor palette, New England. So as you can see, like all of these, like, you know, metallics and shimmers, if this were just like an everyday, you know, eye palette, yeah, I would probably like to see more mattes, but I totally get what they were going for. You do have a double-ended brush as per usual, one size a little bit fluffier. You can do a little bit of blending with this, but I would use this more for like packing and just a little bit of shading. And then you have a really good flat brush, which is going to be perfect to apply these shimmer shades. And it says each of its ultra blendable gemstone inspired marbleized eyeshadows features a hybrid powder cream vegan formula for maximum shimmer and glitter minus the fallout, plus 4 mattes to create a full look. Okay, so I get that, like this is the vibe and they give you matte so that you can make a look. I'm gonna swatch these mattes just so I can see, you know, how they're going to show up. We've got some little warm tones in the middle. They feel really nice. Third Eye is a little bit more of like a deep plum, which you guys will have seen in the swatches. And then Good Karma is this really nice like cream color, which is just great for blending out. They look really nice. They feel great. Sometimes, you know, mattes on the finger swatch is not really gonna tell you anything, but so far everything looks really good. Okay, so I'm going to start with Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. No surprise there. So I'm just going to start with one eye. I'm not sure if I'm going to do, you know, 2 different looks on the eyes. I think I just want to go for a natural kind of look. So my intention is just to do one eye at a time, probably one off camera, and save you guys a little bit of time. I know my Colored Rain one was a little long, but that one I couldn't decide with the palette. Like, it took me so long to make a decision on how I felt about it, but hopefully this will not be the case. All right, so I think I'm going to start with Antidote, which just looks like a good kind of transition color. It is a little bit like peachy nude, so we're gonna see how this looks on the eye. I'm gonna use the included brush to pack it in. Oh, it looks like it's grabbing really smoothly. And what I mean by that, it's like it's packing in, it looks like velvety smooth. It doesn't look patchy, which we're still gonna have to do a lot of blending, so we'll see how this goes. So I'm just gonna begin to blend with this and see how it blends, but so far so good. I'm gonna take a little bit of Good Karma. Now, I don't always do this, like add a lighter shade to blend because I don't feel like it's necessary, but I want something really soft today. I feel like this palette's great for that. So I'm just gonna lightly shade under my brow. I'm gonna take a blending brush and just make sure that that is nice and blended. So we're gonna do some blending. It looks really beautiful, honestly. It's just like a simple peachy shade, but you could definitely do like that and a little shimmer and be like done. I'm just gonna try to, you know, go a little bit further with the look. I want to do something a little bit fun, but still keeping it really, really soft. So I'm gonna take, you could really do either one. Like Hex is a little warmer, Third Eye is a little cooler, but you could really do either color. I think I'm just gonna take Hexed and I'm gonna just pop that in the outer corner. This is one of my favorite ways to create an ultra basic eye look, but I love the way it looks when my outer corner is darker. It just kind of brings the eye out a little bit, especially if you do kind of drag the color just a little bit. I love the way that that looks, and it's one of my favorite like go-to everyday looks, which obviously like I'm not doing that many of those these days, but when I want something to just be simple, that's usually what I'll do. And I am kind of just patting and pulling the color up into the crease a little bit, but as you can see, it's keeping it mostly in the outer corner. And wow, the colors look really pretty together. I know this isn't like complicated makeup right now, but it's really, really pretty. Okay, I think I've had enough of the mattes to know that like they perform really well. That's 3 of the 4 mattes are looking really good, and you know, it's naturally pretty. I'm gonna take a little bit of Third Eye just so we can say we used it, which is that more plum shade, and see how that does, just blending in and over that Hex. Everything's blending really nicely. I'm not having issues, thank goodness. I don't think I could take issues right now. I had to be a little overly critical in my color drain review. If you guys didn't see that, it was a bummer because I didn't want to be critical of that palette, but it just had to be done, you know? But so far everything's working out good. I'm thrilled. All right, so the crazy thing is we have 8 of these beautiful jewel tone shimmers, and I want to use them all. It's a problem. I want to do some swatches just for me so that I can pick. And some of these do look like, the middle 2 especially, look like they're a little bit more sheer, like it might be more of a topper shade, so I may be able to layer these, but ooh, Jade is beautiful. I love that one. I'm gonna go on the other hand and swatch those. Oh, Ojo is really pigmented. That blue is like popping. I'm drawn to all of these, honestly. I may have to do a look that's a little bit different tomorrow and just show you like an alternate look, even though like the mattes will probably be, you know, pretty much the same. I'm really torn as to what to reach for.
So I'm going to take...
There's a large piece of machinery going through my backyard right now. The outside of our house still isn't done, like driveway has to be poured. A lot of yard work isn't finished, like it's fine, like I don't really care. They're getting it prepped, like every day that it's getting ready, then it starts to rain and it's a whole thing. So anyway, we're gonna take some primer potion and I'm just gonna coat the area and pat it out. Keeping this simple, I don't really want to make this an uber complicated look because I feel like most people are going to pick up this palette and just use a few shades and it's going to be beautiful and just, you know, good. So actually, okay, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to start with the shade Vibes. That is the last shimmer to the right on the top row. And I'm going to pack that in the beginning part of my eyelid. Oh yes, okay, finger application wins. I always just see with a brush to, you know, see how it goes, and you can probably wet these with a brush and get a really good outcome. Don't do what I did. I put way too much on that brush. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna take Meditate, which is directly below Vibes. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see the 2 shades kind of like blend together very beautifully. You know, it's looking just simply beautiful, but I feel like this is great because a lot of the palettes that I pick out and use are not everybody's cup of tea, not something you're gonna reach for on the daily, but I feel like this is beautiful. Like if you like soft looks, but you do want some shimmer and you want something a little bit different but not too crazy, I feel like this is perfect. You get mostly neutrals, a little green, a little blue, a little purple, but still very wearable, very soft. I'm taking a little bit of that cream shade, Good Karma, and just really softening everything up. I love the way that this is looking. So I'm gonna finish my other eye off camera and then I will show you the completed look. All right, so here is the finished look. I went ahead and completed the other eye. I also did my lower lash line mostly using the shade Third Eye, which is the like plum shade on the lower and blending it forward. I did also take a little bit more of Vibes, which we used here, and just kind of continued it around the inner corner and a little bit on the lower lash line, just so it wasn't completely matte below. But I love the way that this turned out. I feel like this was that like, you know, simple but beautiful kind of like vibing fall kind of look that I was feeling. And it has like a little bit of purplish to it, so it's not like your typical, but I love the like peachy mix with this like purpley and the shimmer. I feel like everything turned out really pretty. Let me know what you think about this look, but I think I will come back tomorrow and just show you guys a look. I also put on Perversion mascara and 1993 lipstick from Urban Decay as well, and some all-nighter spray. So that's my completed look. I hope you guys like it. I'll go into the whole spiel after I show you a second look, but I mean, I feel like everything is working out so far really, really well. But I will try out some different shades and try to dive into at least a couple more of these shimmers so I can tell you my honest, like more thorough thoughts. But this is look 1 and I will see you guys tomorrow, which is 1 second from now. All right, so I wanted to share with you another look using the Urban Decay Stoned Vibes palette, which obviously you understand because you're watching this video. Wow. But I wanted to do something a little bit more bold today, but I basically took only 4 shades. So I used these 2 mattes on the end here, and then I also used Jade and Bloodstone. So literally the first 4 shades, and I basically took Jade all over about halfway and here halfway, maybe a little bit more, and then I took Bloodstone, which is more of that like what is it called? It's like that greenish brownish shade that kind of flashes different colors. I'm gonna feel so stupid later when I think of the word that I'm looking for. It's not multi-dimensional, it's okay, I don't know. I can't think of it right now, but you probably know what I mean. Like it shows more than one color. I'm so pissed that I can't think of that. So anyway, I basically just blended the 2 together. I used Good Karma to just blend out the edges like below the brow, and then I used Hexed along the lower lash line. Nothing really complicated, but I wanted to do something bolder so that I could show you guys a little bit something different. The only thing I really didn't do that I'm like, oh, I could do another look, but I don't really need to for the purpose of the video, is to use Opal and Ojo, which are these like bluish shades. I feel like you could do something very different. So the cool thing is there's many different like varieties in here. And you know, when I first started swatching some of these, I was like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna be like really that different a look, but it really is, because this is so like green and brown, and it's perfect with my little like camo dress that I have on, which you probably can't tell, but you know, it just kind of goes with that look. So I wasn't planning to be so matchy-matchy, but it kind of worked out that way. But I really do love it. I think if you're willing to spend $54 on the palette, I think it's a really good palette. It is like packaging is stunning. It definitely is well made. Nothing about this feels cheap. I feel like it's, you know, really sturdy, well thought out, beautiful as well. So aesthetically pleasing. And you get a mirror and a brush. Not all palettes include that, and I forget to mention that sometimes because to me it's maybe a little inconsequential whether or not it has a mirror, but you might really want a mirror. Maybe you want to travel with your palette, and maybe you want the ease of using the brush and the palette and the mirror and everything all in one, and maybe that would be all you would use for the day is for eyeshadow brushes, so it would save you some time and some space. So yeah, I like the palette. I really love it. The mattes perform beautifully, and all of these like shimmers work really, really well. What I did with these today was use a brush to apply them, something that is a little bit more dense and how like really blend it in there. I would just say don't be afraid to like move the shadow around because it does actually blend pretty nicely. So that's what I love about it. If a palette has nothing but like shimmers and metallics and very few mattes, and the shimmers and metallics do not blend out, then I'm like, what is the purpose of it? But if they blend out well, it kind of like circumvents my whole argument, because you know, they're able to blend out like matte does or something similar. So I'm really happy with it. I think it's beautiful. I've created 2 looks. I didn't have any major hiccups, thank goodness. I had enough of those in my last eyeshadow try on, so I'm really pleased. Let me know what you think about the looks. I'm pretty happy with them, and that is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my little review and try on. Now I actually did film like a reel on Instagram doing my eyes, and I was filming the last like 2 or 3 seconds and I got a phone call. I answered the phone call, and when I went back, it was like completely ruined. Like the whole video was like black. It was like blank. I couldn't go back. I couldn't delete the last part of it and start from there. I couldn't save it. I couldn't save it as a draft. Nothing worked. So I'm so annoyed because I was actually going to show you where I was applying what, but it's pretty simple. I mean, you get the gist of it. I used the big brush with Jade, boom, 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 boom. And then I used the smaller brush with Bloodstone, boom, boom, boom. Here, took another brush, blend, blend, blend under the eye. It was super, super simple, but because this is such like an interesting palette and interesting shimmers in here, everything turned out really beautiful. So that is it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye guys.